Alrighty guys, welcome back. If you haven't seen our most recent videos, check them out. We have some good ones, but this one is all about plumbing. After that primer spilled, it just kind of went downhill from there. This bathroom looks like it's the first time I've ever plumbed anything.
Did you just break your wrist in half?
What do we have here? Most of the plumbing is underground. Check the video out right here where we did a majority of the plumbing before we poured the concrete. But now we have to hook up all the P-traps for the sinks, do all the venting, then we'll get it inspected, then we'll start electrical. Let's get to work. Okay guys, we are in bathroom 2. This is kind of a Jack and Jill bathroom. There's only one access, but we call it that because there's gonna be 2 sinks and a wall separating the toilet and the shower. We finally decided on a vanity we wanted, so we found the location of the drains. We're going to come up here. We're going to do a 4-way Y so that we can run our vent up, come out here, stub out for our P-traps and our sink. Once we are doing flooring, we will cut the toilets flush and mount that flange, but we don't want to do that until we're closer. We have a lot of bathrooms to go and a massive kitchen, so let's get to work.
What happened in here?
I kicked over the entire bottle of primer and spilled about 3/4 of it. Welcome back. It's the next day. Had to take a little break. After that primer spilled, it just kind of went downhill from there. It was a long day and the grumpiness kicked in, and you don't want that for something as important as plumbing. So this bathroom looks like it's the first time I've ever plumbed anything, but I'm gonna show you guys because we're building this together and it's honesty here. So let me show you what we got going on. This is a double vanity, comes up instantly with a clean out, and then double Y, I think it's called, comes over and it stubs out. These probably can't tell, but they're pitched 1/4 inch per foot. This looks like crap because of all the purple primer spilled, but it's gonna work. We did all the stuff right. We held every joint to make sure it's set up perfect. We used the glue that's rated for the cold down to -15, and it was almost 50 yesterday, so it was plenty warm enough. We also got the vent stubbed up through there. So what a vent does is it stops a vacuum, essentially. It stops pressure from when water is flowing down the pipe or flushing a toilet or taking a shower. That force, I think it's centrifugal force, no, not centrifugal, some other type of force, creates a vacuum. And if we didn't have any form of vent, that vacuum would suck the water out of the P-trap, which I'll show you right here. This water is in the P-trap to stop sewer gases from coming up into your house. Otherwise, if you didn't have a P-trap, your sink drain would just be a vent, just sewer gases, either your city sewer or your septic tank, like in our case, which I'm here to tell you, you really do not want that smell anywhere in your house. So every fixture has a P-trap. Toilets have them built in. Inside the toilet is a P-trap. Showers, you put it underneath the shower. Sinks, if you go to your sink right now, open it up, look underneath, and you will see what looks like a P. That is full of water right now, and that water is what is stopping the smells from coming in your house. So you don't want that water to disappear. As you use the sink, the water is replaced by new water essentially, but you need water in there. So how do you combat a vacuum? You add air into the system, and you want that air to not be pressurized either. So we're going up through the wall with 2-inch PVC. This is going to branch over and connect to the other bathroom. It's going to increase to 3-inch pipe and then go up through the roof. And there's no cap or anything. So it's just open to the elements. It all pitches back down in here. So if there's any rain or snow, it'll find its way down into a drain. But it's a total open system. So essentially, it can't create a vacuum because I don't know what I'm trying to say. I'm not a scientist, I'm a concrete guy, but I think you guys will get the point. We have a brand new day, a fresh attitude, freshly charged batteries, both Milwaukee and me, and we're gonna try to get, I think we're gonna try to get this plumbing done today. Drain lines, that is. We still have to run supply lines, which is gonna take way longer. I just wanna be done with this house, so let's get to work. so this is a speed bore bit. This is 2 9/16, I think. It's what I'm using to drill through horizontally and up through the plates to get the 2-inch PVC through. This thing is an absolute beast, and I don't think it's really made for just a regular drill, but this is also one of the most powerful drills I've ever used. And I got their biggest battery, so I'm kind of using this as a hand guide, because this thing would just literally break your wrist right in half. Does that? Can your wrist break in half? It would destroy your wrist. Does that?
Whoa!
Oh!
Did you just break your wrist in half?
No, feels like it. Oh! I was holding on too.
Are you okay?
Yeah. At least it didn't snap the plumbing off.
Please don't break your wrist. I need someone to build me this house.
Ah. That would do it.
Hank, are you actually eating that?
I was wondering why it wasn't working very good. So that starts your hole so you're perfectly centered. Never had a drill bit with a set screw. That's pretty fancy. Okay guys, just finished up the shower. This is going to be our master double shower. It's a 9-foot shower. There's going to be a head on this wall and a head on that wall. So, going to do a 36-inch linear drain here. So I had to dig down, do a P-trap underground, and I have to leave this for inspection. After that, we will pack dirt back in, put the foam back on, and then I have bags of Quikrete, and we will fill in this spot. So let me show you what we got going on. So that pipe right there was in there from inspection. I use this collar to get over, that way I could get exact. And this is a P-trap underneath the slab. So there will be water sitting in there. It'll obviously get replenished every time you use the shower. That's what's gonna be what stops the sewer gases from coming up. So, comes up here, we have a test cap. We will cut that off and we will put a proper fitting that screws into the bottom of the linear drain and set that on after. That'll be a separate inspection. So, sometimes your P-trap is underground, sometimes it will be here above ground underneath the sink. So the master bathroom here has 2 vents, one for each sink, and the entire bathroom is vented off of these sinks. This bathroom, as far as drain lines, is complete. We thought we were gonna have to build a soffit, but I was able to squeeze by. I reduced down right here to 1.5 inches, because 1.5 inches is code as well. I just wanted to stick with 2 to keep it simple, but once this is pushed, I need to strap this tight, but it'll be fine for drywall. Same thing with this one. This is Chelsea's sink. Comes up. I didn't have to reduce on this one. Able to just notch through here. This is a super nice part about having clear span trusses, because all of these walls essentially are just drywall nailers. There's nothing holding the building up except the outside walls. So our code for notching does not really apply, because if these were load bearing, you can only drill out so much of the wall, and you definitely cannot notch like that. But again, it's not load bearing at all, so we're good. Let's move on. What bathroom do you want to do next? Let's move to the kitchen. Here's the next day. So we got the bar sink done. We came over, stubbed out for the bar sink, then ran the vent stack up, and I started to do the island, and then I realized I don't think this is a rough plumbing inspection. This here is to feed our water lines through. That's electrical conduit. This is our drain for our island sink. And I thought, well, why would I put this thing on here and add more stuff because then you have to cut this in your cabinet. So I cut it off, recapped it, and now we can just cut a 2-inch hole and slide our island cabinet right over that. We then came into this next bathroom. Didn't record this because this is a small bathroom and there was Harley, Hank, Chelsea, and I all in this corner. Wasn't a room for a camera. This is a beautiful slimline shower basin we got. So you can see down there, we did a P-trap, centered it perfectly on this drain. We'll screw in the shower drain here, cut this to height, and then set it down on this. We originally failed our underground plumbing inspection because you're only allowed to go, you can vent a whole bathroom off of one vent, the bathroom sink, but you only can go so far. And because this bathroom is gonna have a wall in it, this shower is quite a ways from the sink. So this branch was about 6 inches too long to get away with venting from the sink. So I talked to the inspector and I said, hey, why don't I just do a chase in this bathroom and vent before the shower? So we actually had to make this bedroom about 6 inches smaller, but got to pass inspection. So we're actually going to vent in the floor first and then continue to our tub P-trap. This is a beautiful blue bathtub we picked up. We think it'll go nice with the shower. I'm just kidding, it's not blue, it's a sticker. Got the concrete mixed up. So we boxed out where the shower and bathtub drains go, but we don't want the shower pane in that one or the tub on here to be floating. So we got the plumbing set in both. We're gonna fill the hole essentially with the exception of where the plumbing is. So if we ever need to fix it or something, if it's not encased, we'll fill it with pea stone after we pass inspection. And we also want to keep it visible for the inspector. So we're going to fill 90% of the cavities. Got it mixed quite stiff. We got a chloride accelerant in it because it's still winter time. We got hot water, so we got to go. We don't have too much time. I know, by the look of the foam, it's hard to believe I do this for a living, isn't it? So you can see we are getting close to the pipe, but still allowing the inspector to see it, and then we'll fill this up with pea stone before we set the tub on. But this is just a base. I'm not sure yet. We're either going to just grind the floor to make it level, but this area was pretty messed up. This is one of the worst spots in the house, so we'll probably have to do some floor leveler here so our insert sits nice and flush. What do we have here? It's too small for bear, too many toes for deer. Did you step in the concrete?
Is it a handprint?
Was it you?
Harley hasn't left the bed.
Thank you. Tell us about your experience. I think we're good to go and start venting. So we have these 2-inch pipes going up and we need to tie them together, and then on this end, on the master side, we are just going to penetrate the wall. And on the other side, we had our roofer put a 3-inch boot through the roof. So we're gonna go connect all this 2-inch together, branch it over to where we wanna be, and then we're going to change to 3-inch and exit the building. The reason for 3-inch, some people even use 4-inch if it's like a 2-story, is when it's cold out, you have the hot, humid air in that vent pipe from using your sinks or any warm water. And the top of that vent is the temperature of it, whatever it is outside. So if it's -50 out, it's gonna be -50 in that pipe and it can freeze. So if it's too small, it could close off theoretically. So we need to make sure that it's big enough, and 3-inch should be more than good enough. But we'll see what the inspector says. Let's hop up in the attic. I'm not sure how much filming we'll be able to do, but this is gonna be the painful part. I really thought that I was done climbing up in those trusses, but apparently not. Let's get to work. That was a long day.
okay.
Boys did not like us up in the attic. But we are done with rough plumbing. That feels so good to say. We got all of the vents done for the whole house. That was so much climbing around. I hit my head like 4 times. At each spot, we had to tie them all together. We have a test cap right there so that we can pressurize this whole thing for inspection. At that point, it will go from 2-inch, which is what it is right now, to 3-inch and exit the building. This is just going out the side. It can go out the side of a building. It just has to be 1 foot outside the outside of the outside. The other one goes up through the roof. But we tried to limit the number of penetrations as much as possible. Oh, and also, I haven't done any of the bracing. You need to support all of this pipe. I can't remember what code is. I'm gonna have to read the code book again. So if you're a plumber and you see that there's no supports, we supported it enough so the joints would be totally safe, but we need to increase those a little bit. Here, we had to change the plumbing because this outlet was exactly centered on the vanity, and something people don't think about. You come up here with your vent stack and you're trying to hang a mirror or put a vanity light. So we 45'd over here, that way we have plenty of room to mount. And if you notice, something looks weird, it's outside the wall. That's because we're going to build an additional wall inside here, so this will be in the interior wall. We're doing this because over here we have the outdoor spigot and we need room to hook it up. You can see Chelsea's fine work. Got that box tightly around there. Fill it with pea stone, it'll be good to go. The inspector can see it and we can always take this up and fix it if we ever have to. You ready to get some sleep?
Yep. Oops, just stepped in it again.
Again? Trying to do it. But I made you a nice tie-dye towel.
Thank